right, y'all. Welcome back to another Speakeasy podcast. I'm Simon Swift. Unfortunately, this is Langston Carr. It's Millie Rock.
Gotta be unfortunately.
Well, unfortunate for everyone else who can't be. There can only be one. There can only be one.
All right, you go.
Real quick. Millie Rock, how you doing?
I'm good.
I'm good
Can't
too.
complain. Won't complain.
That's right. Ain't gonna do no good. But got cold real quick. You know what I mean? We had to reschedule. I was a little sick under the weather. Y'all looking at me like, yeah, standoffish. But I'm back. We back. This week we were talking about, early in the week, we were talking about personality and business and how much it affects and how much should you use. And some people are all personality. Some people are all business. Some people know how to balance the two. And they know what works for them, what works for you. In life and in business, like, are you your full self all the time? Do you hold it back at grandma's house? Do you, like, who are you at mama's house, or who are you at work versus who are you at home? Is it all the same, or is it all the same? Can that be one person? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm always like happy or upbeat.
Okay.
So I think that goes a lot as far as my personality. Mm-hmm. People are rarely gonna say, I saw Millie and she was, real quiet, looking mad, standoffish. That's not me. I'm always like welcome and open. Mm-hmm. So much so that some people have always said, I hate walking around with you because you speak to everybody. You talk to everybody. And I'm just like, well, I just like being friendly. But that's just my personality. And that is in the businesses I'm with, and personally and family. Family definitely gets all of me, like a clown, a goofball, up, dancing, acting crazy. And then like business, I'm always nice and pleasant, but they might not get all of me.
Is that a tool you're using, or is that generally how you feel every day?
Yeah, that's just me. Oh, right. I like to be happy all the time. I like to feel good, because I just feel like if you carry a positive attitude, I feel like so many more things will be better for you. If you always walk around negative or closed off, then I think you just kind of always gonna have that negative.
Right.
I agree with that.
Mentality.
I definitely agree with that. But I do think that it's something that certain people have to learn. Mm-hmm. I've had to learn that. I've had to learn that mindset is the most important thing that you can have, more than any education, knowledge, experience. Mindset is the most important thing that you can have, because I think naturally I am a very pleasant person. Mm-hmm. But unlike you, not always happy. I'm not always walking around like, just cheery and stuff like that. Right. And so I have to shift that mindset to, really feeling that way at times. But I prefer to be, happy in most cases and things. In regards to your question, I think everything has a time and place, in a space as well. And so that being said, I've been, I want to say, kind of all personalities, except for I still don't know how to be like rude. I don't really know how to do that for real. Right. Like I just don't know how to be that much of an asshole to just be bluntly rude to someone and like cut people off
on purpose.
Like,
right.
I don't know how to do that
on purpose. Right.
On purpose. Purposefully, I can't do that.
Right.
Because I am sincerely a nice and kind individual.
Right.
But like, quick story in regards to like business and things like that. I remember, let me say this. Specifically, I believe in our line of work, which is, real estate. Uh-huh. And being a realtor, I do believe that, your personality sells you more than anything else. Uh-huh. I believe that I am good at what I do because I can sell myself.
Okay.
I don't sell homes.
Right.
Anybody can sell homes. Right. Anybody can sell homes. Quite frankly, anybody can sell homes. As long as you're committed and dedicated to that, of course. But, what I sell is myself. Mm-hmm. And I sell my personality, I sell my knowledge, I sell my experience and things like that. But more than anything else, I sell my trust in other individuals, of course. Because they have to trust in you and believe in you, of course, in order to have faith in what you actually do to lead them. And if I don't have that, then I can't lead anybody else. I remember a few years ago when I was starting out. I had a listing appointment in North Little Rock, and my listing appointment went great. Like, everything was to a T. Every question she asked, I answered, and I was able to answer like swiftly and appropriately and things like that. I remember I showed up. I had on my suit. I had on my tie. I had on my loafers, of course. I had a briefcase, things looking very professional, right? And it was about a $200,000 home or something like that. And so I didn't get the actual listing. And about a year later, I met some guys, and one of the guys was like, "Man, I know you from somewhere." And I was like, "Really?" And I'm used to hearing that. I'm like, "Okay, where at?" And so he said, "Man, did you have like a listing appointment in North Little Rock in this particular neighborhood?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You came right before me." I was like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah, I ended up getting the listing." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's what's up." He was like, "Man, she told me when you left, she was like, the gentleman that came right before you, he was great. I'm not gonna lie, he was great. But he was too professional." I was like,
yeah, right.
She was like, he was too professional.
Right.
He had on his tie things, and honestly, since then, I rarely wear ties anymore.
Right.
And it's not like there's not me to not wear a tie.
But you want to be more comfortable.
Yeah, I want to be more comfortable around people, and I guess you got to dress for what the job actually is.
Yeah, I've learned to dress for the house and the client. Like, I've learned when I'm out in the country, they're going to show up in overalls and boots. So I might throw me some boots on, or still try to look, right. But yeah, and still, and the reason I asked is, I was thinking about children and how my mother used to be like, I'm always mom's, I'm sorry. Well, I was latchkey kid, the only child, y'all could tell, right? She come home and I'm right there at the door. And I found me saying that to my kids, like, recently, like, "Give me a second." She used to be like, "Same, give me a second. Same, do not rush." I'm like, Mom. She like, "Same, just give me 5 seconds. Let me get," she's like, "Look, Same, I'm literally 1 foot from the doors at my back. Give me a second." So, thinking about like how life and things happen, and you might be in a mood and a way, and then when you get to your kids, it's not fair to have that same mentality. So you got to switch it off.
Yeah.
So is it like a thing that you always can switch it off, or do you have to be put in a mood?
And I think that's probably what made me how I am because of that.
Okay.
Well, just anyway, I'm probably starting out being in sports, athletics. So I've always been a member of the team, and the teams are on. I always kind of, try to be a motivator, and nobody cares if you have a bad day or if this and that other. You're doing it for a bigger picture. So just kind of uplifting my teammates, and then becoming a mother so young, still going through school, my master's program, all this stuff, and working full time, coming home to kids. They don't know the whole day you've had.
Right.
And they're happy to see you.
Right.
They're like, "Oh my gosh, my mom is here now.
Right.
Let me tell her about my day.
Right.
I'm thirsty, I'm hungry."
Right.
You just I just had to learn that I had to just switch all that off and just go mode. And then just doing it year after year, just like it's no sweat now. I'm not always happy.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody would know that I'm not happy.
Not happy, right. And then sometimes
because it's not somebody else's fault that I'm not happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you can fake it until you. Sometimes we need that time. But what I'm hearing, what I'm hearing from y'all is, it is y'all worked on y'all's self enough to have that core of wanting to be happy and how to sustain it.
Yeah.
And then when it doesn't,
when you're around
people,
when
and then
I go
you
in
know
my
how
room at night, if I'm not happy, then I go ahead
and do my thing
and get it out, pray about it, figure it out.
Because I need
start
that.
over.
I need that. What is your thing when you need to soothe yourself and feel better? What do you go in your room and do? What not go in your room and do? Music. Oh yeah, yeah, bro.
That, or if I'm driving, I just listen to nothing at all.
Yeah. Oh, I do that a lot.
So peaceful.
Oh, really?
I just had a 5-hour road trip. I didn't turn on the radio, or I didn't turn on anything at all.
Wow.
The entire 5 hours.
Oh, you had a lot on your mind.
Oh, wow.
and it seemed like the trip went by a lot faster.
Oh wow.
You know, so I mean, but conversely, I also don't know how to be fake.
Right.
I don't know how to just turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
If you made me feel some type of way, you probably gonna see that from
Right.
me. You know,
Well, I mean, people
I'm not
who
gonna
don't
be
have
rude
anything to
or
do with it.
gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll probably see that from me. You know, but at the same token, I I feel that I also have what's called a resting bitch face.
Yeah, me too.
So like my normal face is
It's already, don't mess with me.
I'm just like this.
Right.
Don't come by me. I don't want to talk to you.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
You look like you want to talk to
dude,
me.
you know, like dude, the asshole. Like, what's wrong with dude? Like,
Right.
nothing. I'm good.
Right.
You know, and I meet people all the time that know me, but I'm horrible with names, and I've become horrible with faces as well. And I used to do so many events and stuff, so it's like almost damn near like being a politician or whatever. You rub so many elbows and everything, and I want to get closer to you, but like I don't know you.
And where do you remember me from? Is the good
Yeah,
question.
that's what I'm like.
What was I doing when you met me? Because it's all kind
And now I'm like, what's your Facebook name?
Man, I done had folks come up here.
Because you don't look like your picture.
I'm taking somebody's mom to somewhere, and dude comes up to me like, yo, Swift, let me get a dove. And I'm like, oh, stop. What? Stop. No, and I'm literally pushed the dude on the ground. But since we say we don't be fake, since you said don't be fake, you got a white voice you use on the phone?
I don't.
You don't? Because you already
know how to do it.
No. You kind of already like.
He switch it up something. When you're doing business, how you sound?
You can tell that I'm an African American male. If I'm talking on the phone with somebody.
Hey, may I speak to Langston? I heard you're a good realtor.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? This is Langston.
No, go back the other way.
That's a different voice.
That's a different voice.
Still my voice.
He tried to switch it though.
No, it's different. It's so different.
Hey, how you doing?
It was all the way different.
No. Answer the phone. I don't say hello anymore.
Keep it real. All right, may I speak to Langston?
Langston.
I would like to go see 145th Nowhere Street.
It's crazy we still do this.
Right. The kids will be like this.
Kids, they do this now?
Man, you got one?
I think they speaker me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me hear it.
Hello.
I can tell you have one.
How can I help you? What are you needing? I'm still gonna always sound country. It's gonna.
That's your voice.
Yeah, it's my voice. When I'm in like corporate America, I just make sure I say all my words.
It sounds like
correctly.
the hotline number at the end of the night. It's like, call up now.
Oh yeah,
call now. That's the voice.
Give me all your money. Let me tell you your future.
Call now.
No, I just make sure I use proper English.
Okay.
So I'm gonna sound country regardless. But
I try.
I try to say the right words and use the right phrases because I do know how to do that.
I think for me, I just try not to get too comfortable.
All right.
Because if I get too comfortable, I'm gonna start.
Hey, what's going on?
Start cursing.
Like for real? What you say? What's your voice?
What's my voice?
Ring, ring. Hello, may I speak to Swift?
Hey, this is Swift. How you doing? Oh, yeah? All right. And then give me 10 minutes. And I'm like, I can get that shit sold for you, I'm sure. Like, we can get it sold. No, that's what I specialize in, getting it out the door. We're going to get it out the door and they say, oh, I didn't understand what you said. I'm sorry, I'm laying down. But really, I just mumble. I just talk like this, you know what I mean? But after a while, you're going to, I have to let you know what you're getting into. And I hate to say white. I hate to say white voice. That's clearly correct.
I wouldn't say white.
Because like, what is
professional speaking voice?
Because what is black? Here's another. What's black? What is black? How do you define black voice or black period? Like,
yeah, because it's different. Black people in Cali talk different from black people in New York and Florida and Alabama and Arkansas.
But just in general, what do you consider a like?
I think they try to say slang, but
with black, like sometimes I'll hear Trump go, which is cringy to me. He goes, the blacks over there got me, and I go, the blacks? He calling us the blacks? Dude, say the blacks. Look at my blacks over there. Yeah, and I'm going.
Jobs.
The black.
The black
jobs.
So
stealing black jobs.
The homecoming last weekend, right? Well, 2 weekends ago, and one of my frat brothers, Quinn. Shout out to Quinn. He made a shirt. So Alabama A&M is located on the outskirts of Huntsville, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that makes the town in where A&M is located, Normal, Alabama. It's called Normal, Alabama. That's the actual, the town. The only thing that makes it normal Alabama is the post office. Like you leave from out, you get on Meridian Street and you're right back in Huntsville.
Okay.
But A&M is located in Normal, Alabama, and so the T-shirt says Alabama A&M making black jobs normal again.
Whoa. Whoa.
You know, it's an HBCU. So I was like, man, I gotta have it, man, and I gotta wear it to the.
Wait, what does that mean though? I don't get it. What does that mean?
What does making black jobs normal mean?
Mm-hmm.
Ask Trump. I don't know.
Yeah, because
stealing the black job.
What is a black job? And I was arguing with some of my partners, and it's like they starting to go. You know, some people, their intelligence is based on them being contrary. Like they really don't have an opinion, but they feel like if they were contrary to common sense, then they would sound intelligent, and they would start to go, well, the Mexicans or whoever coming in and taking our jobs, and I'm going, nobody in this room has applied for a job that they're looking for. And why aren't we leveling up and hiring, when say other races or whoever is capitalizing on that workforce? Why aren't we saying, let me manage, let me do I don't know a person that's out here fighting, and I don't want to minimize it, cutting grass or whatever, because they're making bank doing, labor. Yeah. But I don't have a lot of labor people that are bitching over the labor jobs. Mm-hmm. So when they say black jobs, so they say this, I'm going, what exactly, what do you mean? And is it a throw off?
I think he was definitely referring to lower level labor type jobs.
Right.
But
who's
that's not true. I mean, I know a whole lot of successful black labor jobs and people that do construction and yard work and all that stuff. They're doing great.
I got a partner, Ryan. Shout out to Ryan Mac. He got a hell of a thing going. You know what I mean with his. But once again, he comes through. He's here. We've been here long enough to be a little bit here. You know what I mean? Not saying that's what we should be, but the focus. I think sometimes they give us an excuse to say, yo, all right, this is why I'm not doing well because of this. First of all, this their country in the first place.
For everything.
Period.
They don't do well.
So then we go, what is black? Because then they go, we can talk about Kamala and so forth and her race and those types of things. And we go, okay, so how do you identify as black? I know Melissa Ford on Joe Budden's podcast, because she's Canadian, they give her shit for not being black. But for me, black is an American experience. You can be mistakenly black by your skin color and have the black experience and not technically be black. Like, I don't believe Africans are black. I don't believe European black people or dark-skinned people are black. I believe it's a cultural thing. It's Jim Crow, not apartheid. It's our thing, It's semantics, but it's an American African descent situation that specifically.
So you're saying only African Americans are black?
Yeah, kind of. If you, for instance, and I'm speaking in general, so this isn't across the board, but I don't know apartheid. I don't know where, how they in South Africa, the whites are coming back and saying, hey, this is my land. I don't know that struggle. Sometimes I get mistaken for African a lot, right? I noticed the difference.
I thought you were African. I thought you were African or Jamaican or something.
Seriously, when I'm up east, when I go in the stores, right? Why is that funny though, Winston?
Yeah, why is
that funny though, Winston?
Why is it?
Why is that funny?
No, this is nothing at all against.
No, don't clean it up.
I thought you were Jamaican or something. Haitian.
I'm close to something.
No. It's just as soon as you said it.
You saw it.
Jamie Foxx, I might need security popped up in my head. Hello.
What is your passport? I need to see your passport. I need to see your passport.
I can see it. I can definitely see it.
Why go on, big man? No. So
Nigerian.
yeah, right.
You know,
So
I can see that.
So
Yeah, for sure.
when I noticed the treatment, like I'll go in the stores up east and they'll be like, the grandmothers will be like, hey, big, y'all just, and I'm going, man, I'm from the South and I'm sorry, I don't know. But they admit I got it in me from somewhere.
So when you go up north, you're from the South. And when you're in the South, you're from...
I'm from here, period.
You always say you...
I never...
You say you from Jersey.
I never said that. I never said that.
I know you from Jersey.
I grew up there. But I never said... I never said I was from there.
I know you from Jersey.
I never said I got a big ass Arkansas too.
I know that you're from Jersey.
I've never said I was from there though. You know, assume what it is.
You said it.
No, I never. You found a place.
You said it on one of these podcasts.
On podcast.
I said grow up. I said grow up.
Insert podcast clip where he said he's from New Jersey.
I said grow up, but I've never said.
Oh, maybe said grow up.
If anybody, if you ever say I went to McGraw Institute, I went to Cathedral, I went to Dunbar, I went to Carver, I went to Sister Clara Muhammad because I got kicked out of public schools. I am a Fush Dam, Arkansas Negro. But I spent my summers and we moved to New Jersey for a while. So my impeccable fashion sense and my decorum and my decorating sense and my education partly, what you read in me is as an East Coast person. I can't help that. But when I'm there, yeah, they're like, oh, that's my, when I be saying fixing, I'm like, I'm fixing to go to the store. And they be like, cuz, fixing? What are you talking about? All my Jersey cousins, y'all get in here. But I even posted the other day, can't forget New Jersey. I am an Arkansas born and bred. It's tatted on my arm. Anyway, back to my point. that maybe so. But what I was saying was that is her experiences, is that person black? If you're a first generation African American, if your people just move here, I believe now you have that black experience. Sometimes when they think I'm African, different doors open. It's almost like if you go other places, they notice you're American first because they deal with so many other black people. That's my point. They deal with West Indians and they deal with Africans, West Africans, South Africans, and I look just like one of them. But in that group, they single me out as the American because of my brashness, because of my attitude. So I did notice a different. Now on the planet, on this planet, we're still, who we are as a group. We know our history as a group together, but separately there are nuances to our experiences. That's just my opinion. And how I do notice people from abroad or whatever, by me looking like wherever the hell I'm from, that when they hear me talk, then it's a totally different. In Puerto Rico, they tell me, if you come from the mainland, even being a darker skinned man, you have more opportunity in buying land and stuff here than the fair-skinned people there. And I'm like, yo, this is a U.S. territory. What do you mean? It was like, well, because you're there, that's where the money is, that's where this is. And so I think and some of the foreigners or whoever, tell me how y'all feel. Do y'all see us as, do you section off black people as the continent they're from, or is it, what is it? So when they say Kamala's not black or this person's not black, or Kamala Harris has been dealing with the American political system for however many years, it's a black woman. Whether you're born here or not, you've been here long enough. You had them looks. You've been followed. You've been having to deal through that structure. So that's kind of my definition on that.
I mean, I try not to use I try not to use my race as something that's going to hold me back. While I do believe that certain people have better opportunities in life, that doesn't go for everybody. That doesn't go for everybody within that nationality.
Right.
And so, we were all dealt the hand that we were dealt.
Right.
You just got to know how to play the game. Play cards,
I see a lot of
isn't fair in general. Nothing in life is fair, and so in terms of what is black? I mean, I agree with you in terms of it's the culture, but you ask what is the culture,
right.
there are, Caucasian Americans that are essentially grew up in the culture.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
Could almost damn near get a pass and do get a pass. They say, nigga, stuff like that.
And Langston, they're finding that out in droves. And that's the second part of my understanding or question is that a lot of white men are realizing that white privilege doesn't associate with them. They woke up and realized that, hold on, I don't get the same white privilege as other white men. I don't, because of my socioeconomic background or where I live or who I associate with, or I could be just a Klansman sitting off in the country some goddamn where, but I'm realizing that, I don't have education, I don't have money, and just me, now here comes Millie in the bank, and they lay out the red carpet to her, and here's this white man going, well, what the hell?
I mean, it's certain hairstyles, white man get a fade, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
you gotta talk
right,
slide to him,
right,
whatever, damn it.
Right.
But he had the hair combed back and things,
Right.
You feel a little, awkward or whatever around on the things, maybe. I don't know, man.
It's so silly. It's so ridiculous. I mean, at a point it is,
Yeah.
It keeps us, because that's what I can feel the room thinking, like, what are the things that we're talking about, but how really important and how silly they are, but how much they do play a factor. And we've been lucky enough to learn how to maneuver through it, but it's there's a white kid with a fade and going, maybe that's why I haven't really just used what I got. And should I grow my hair out now? Would I be dissing my black friend by, taking advantage of this? It's so complicated, but it's really dumb.
Some years and years ago, and I wrote it down. This had to be maybe been about 20 years ago or so, and I do believe, since we're on the topic and use of what black things like that, I do believe racism is taught. I think children come to this world innocent,
Definitely.
And traits, personalities, characters, and things like that, they're learned. And so, oh, sorry about that. So, even thinking about the topic that has since come up, but I want to say that I thought about this before this topic even came up, and thinking about it right now sounds ignorant. But at one point I thought about, like, taking certain histories and stuff like that, like just removing it and like not teaching certain things.
That's what they're doing now.
I know.
That's wild.
That's why I say it sounds ignorant now.
Okay.
Thinking about it.
Okay.
But like, if I watch certain movies, I feel a certain type of way.
Okay.
If I watch 12 Years a Slave, or if I watch, Django or whatever it may be, I'm going, come to like.
You got tired of seeing the slave narrative.
I'm going to feel a certain type of way.
Right.
And so, like knowing that you can relate in certain aspects, not in every aspect of their life, obviously, but even relating in terms of skin tone, and knowing that you've been, treated a certain way because of that, makes you feel a certain type of way.
Right.
And you have to think sometimes, like, would you feel that way if you never knew anything about it? If you didn't know anything
about it? When was the last time you felt black?
I feel
when was the last time you were reminded that you were black?
Oh, that like.
Reminded.
When was the last time you were reminded you were black?
Oh, you know what? Last time that I was reminded that I was black was, I want to say, around March or so of this year. And I'm not sure if this person will see this podcast or not. More than likely not. But I was at a listing appointment. And at the listing appointment, I do business with this particular person. Is my financial advisor, actually. But he mentioned that, they were interested in selling their house and wanted to bring me in to interview. I'm like, all right, great. Been doing business with him now for about, I'd say 3-4 years or so. I prepared. I dropped off the listing packet and everything else to them a few days in advance, so they have time to review it and everything. I had everything aligned, right? Showed up on time, which honestly, time for me is not something that like it's not something that comes easy,
right?
You know, but showed up on time, which is before time. You know, converse with the wife and kids and everything else, of course. And he stopped me in the middle of the listing presentation, and he said, like I said, he was like, I want to tell you this because, we're just very upfront and, want to be very honest with you and things. I was like, what's going on? He said, well, the reason that, I wanted to interview you is because, well, frankly, the neighborhood is changing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it like it's a nice damn neighborhood. This is, this is about a, $400,000-$500,000, neighborhood or so. Nice homes, gated community and things. I was like, what do you mean?
The black
He was like,
folks
well,
coming in.
it's more African Americans that are moving into the neighborhood, and we just figured that, like, you'd be good for the job. Not good because
You're good.
I won Realtor of the Year.
Right.
Not good because I sell homes within a certain time frame. Not good because I'm educated and I know what I'm talking about. Of course, not good because I actually care. For like how you perform things like that. But hey, you're black. The neighborhood is turning black. I think you'd be good.
Good, right?
And I still didn't get the damn job.
Oh wow!
So that's what made it was like. I was
you're
like,
not black
wow,
enough.
really?
You're not black
You're
enough.
not black enough.
Like he brought me in because
That's a whole different topic.
Mm-hmm.
I had an appointment with him for his career, right? To check on my finances and stuff like that, and he mentioned, he was like, well, we're interviewing one more person. It's between you and another person or whatever. He was like, well, that person said that they could do it for, X%. What can you do? I said, you know what? Honestly, like, hire who you want to hire.
Right.
I'm not tripping about,
right.
I'm like, but I'm not going to go down to a certain, level and things like that. I'm like, furthermore,
To fight for the black job at that. You already disrespected.
I would have had another financial advisor.
I'm working on that.
Yeah, no question.
How about you, Millie? Right?
It's already done.
Because I saw you laugh. What was yours?
Back to that whole aspect of like, I don't know how to turn it off.
Turn it off.
Or something like that.
Yeah, that would be a good time to let
I'm
them
trying
know.
to figure out how to hey, break
You
it up.
don't have to.
Hey.
Right.
So I've already switched everything over.
Right.
You know what? My financial portfolio is changing. Okay, it's changing.
I see it changing.
Right. I'm about to change.
My tax bracket is changing. My tax bracket is changing. Like me.
Exactly.
Right.
You can see how it feels.
Right. Really?
F you. All the time.
Really?
Yeah. It's funny to me though.
You get reminded?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Oh.
So
okay.
It is what it is. It's funny to me. It gives me the opportunity to just really say everything really professional, use a lot of big words, and then just oh, yeah.
Oh. I can't remind it.
I don't mind it. Unless people get rude, like you said. And if you get rude with me, especially because of a racial incident, you're definitely going to see something that most people
don't see. And that's when it. That's when it. Right. That's when it comes out.
Oh, so you want me to be A?
Right.
If you want to find me not happy, then you come at me something like that. That's with my children, or you say something racial, and that is.
We'll get you together real quick.
Goodness. Yes.
I walk around with it like I had to unblack. Like people know I be struggling. Like I'm in the meeting and they be like, yo, he's trying not to be black. He's trying not to say, hey man, hey, we need to get this done. And so I had to my car, my music, my house, my decor, everything is that. And I appreciate the individuality and everyone. So it's like, if that was said to me, with Langston's case, no, I will go, that's kind of smart. I'll get the Jew to go talk to the Jews. I might get a woman to go talk to the woman. It just so happens I'm in this, can I get this deal? Hey, God bless me to be black in this case. Not saying, depending on the nuances of it, but I'm going, hey, this is how this shit is run. And that's how it goes. And I kind of expect it maybe to a fault. Maybe I'm just, that way, but.
If you do it, but you don't think you have to say it.
say.
Like, he didn't have to say.
Yeah.
He didn't have to make
Say
a
it.
grand entrance. This is why I'm choosing you.
Yeah.
Or I would have I would have went to Mark.
Yeah,
Like,
be
if
slick
I
about it.
had to go
Yeah.
back, it caught me so off guard.
Right.
Like, I didn't necessarily know how to respond.
What would you say now?
But like, I would just say, oh, okay, well, hey, you know what?
That voice.
And I would have closed my book and just said,
Right.
thank you, but no thank you.
And the
just
fact that
left.
you're moving because the blacks are coming in, that tells you another.
It feels a way to hear that shit and be
Yeah,
like,
it felt it definitely left it left the stain.
Yeah.
It definitely left the stain. I can't say that it didn't.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do to move your business?
What do you mean?
You can't just move your business to another person? Like, why do you have to, like, tell him a reason?
Oh, no. Well, so I still have to stop. I have to call them directly to stop everything or whatever.
But he has an assistant, right?
Yeah. But I know he's gonna call, And I'll probably just go ahead and tell him, like, hey, you maybe feel the type of way, and just, and that be that.
All right.
But like I don't like confrontation.
Right, right.
It's gonna come with some explanation. I don't have to explain anything. I can just get my business and be done with it. But I'm also one that I don't like feeling. I don't like when I haven't reached like a certain conclusion on certain things, I guess, or
you like closure.
But did he give you the closure when he didn't pick you?
He want to go back. You want to go back and say fuck you, man. You want to say fuck you.
Yes.
But Langston, you getting up and close.
What? Because he said he chose the guy with the lowest
I
commission.
don't know who he chose.
When you get jabbed, you want to jab back. But I'm telling you, bro, you closing that book and saying no thank you, that's the jab. That's what motherfuckers can't stand. Boy,
if you don't need him for anything, he's not your friend, you
Right.
don't see him again, I wouldn't give him any explanation.
That's why I said when we met that time, when he asked me like, well, hey, can you do this? Like, it's just like, look, choose who you want to choose.
The way you handle it was your get back. I'm telling you, you won in that situation. Don't feel like closure.
I'm not fiending for anything.
I wouldn't give him any explanation. You don't need him.
Because the moment you say
you don't need anymore, you don't need to give
them no more. You don't. Let go and let God.
And that'll make you feel better too.
For sure.
Having to come up when you trying to come up with an explanation to not hurt his feelings. He didn't care about hurting your feelings.
Isn't that crazy though? That we think about that afterwards.
What's even more crazy is that well, no, I'm not gonna say that part.
Yeah.
But the fact that we carry it and you did carry
Black people do that. We always want to do an explanation of why we feel the way we feel.
Tell us how you feel, man.
White people don't care.
Right.
I know, right?
But they can't relate. Can they relate? But can they know? I like this stuff. But can they relate? Do you expect them to relate?
They won't.
Can you say God bless you?
It doesn't matter what Langston says about taking his business away. That man does not care. He's losing Langston as a customer.
No, he don't.
He don't.
What I don't care for,
he will though.
Honestly, is when we don't work with one another. I don't care for that. And I've heard all the stories and I get it. I've been burnt and stuff as well. Yes. But I don't relate that to black race or color or anything like that. I relate that to that particular person, that individual. And then I look at it like this, like, other races and ethnicities, of course, outweigh us by so much.
Right.
So, okay, oh, yeah, you went to a McDonald's somewhere or whatever, or, yeah, you went to, this other small business, stuff like that. Like, how many of us have small businesses?
Right.
And so, like, you went to one, small business that was African-American owned or whatever, and they sent you your stuff late or whatever.
Right.
Oh, yeah. That grinds my gears. But you never complain when Walmart doesn't get your order right, or Amazon took an extra day. You don't say anything about it.
I've been burnt several times.
And they've had
all people.
They've had years to establish. They've had years to get their shit together. They've had 400 plus years to get their shit together. Hell, we just got able to vote and read not too long ago. So now you want us to jump out here in the economic race and be able to compete and learn these things. Like tipping was a thing. I've been a waiter was a waiter a long time, and we would always be like, man, this one that hit me, y'all. I'm at this job, and every so often I'm telling my table we're out of black and catfish because the host tells the waiters what we're out of from the kitchen. So I walk up there and I'm getting the next table to come seat with me, and I hear the host keep saying we're out of black and catfish. So I get a table says we really came for the black and catfish. Can you see if they got one? I go ask the cook. He says we got plenty of black and catfish. What do you mean? Come to find out, I've been there for a year and a half. Black and catfish mean I don't want any black tables. Now, all my friends that I've been waiting tables with, everybody in this restaurant knows, been knowing 86 black and catfish means I don't want any black tables.
You mean you don't want a black
I
server?
don't want, I'm a server. The server says out of 86 black and catfish to the hostess saying, don't give me the black tables out in the lobby.
Server.
You're serving.
Oh, you don't want to serve black people.
So you see black people in the lobby. So you come up into the hostess and say 86 black and catfish, because the hostess will tell them, hey, we're out of this today, this today. But then I found out that day we weren't out of black and catfish. So then I found out that meant, and for a year and a half, I've been hearing black and catfish. And now I'm standing in a room and the world is spinning and I don't, damn near want to cry and I'm enraged because I didn't went to the movies with these people and all of this and I'm going,
cool.
And I'm going, whoa. And then it made me really go, and then you know what, I said, fuck that. I'm taking every black table that comes through here, tip or not. You know what I mean? We when it came to black tipping, I realized that we've been in service jobs so long without a tip that we didn't understand the culture of tipping. Like grandma brought that food to the table or served these people for long times without an extra tip or even sometimes without pay or even adequate anything. So the concept of you bringing me my food or just doing these simple things kind of something we need to get geared towards in that situation. But that was the one time I can remember that it was like, whoa, I felt betrayed by the whole place.
Like I will say this because what you said also reminded me of going to eat with my friends that happen to be African American as well, right? And not all of them at all, but you'll have that one or two that like, send food back and stuff like that.
It'll
like,
be difficult.
Take out my ticket and they ate half of it.
Right.
Or like, half-ass tip or whatever. And I'm pulling stuff out. Like, it's just,
I hate that.
Annoys me. That annoys me. Because I'm also looking at it like, listen, we're already looked at a certain way.
Right.
Stop portraying that image.
Exactly.
Stop it.
I don't want to go eat with you if you got a send food bag and if you need to get it off your ticket. I complain, but when they say, "Well, do you want me to?" No, I'm good.
Yeah,
I just keep eating my appetizer. Yeah, like I'm not about to do all of that because when it goes back, there's no telling how it's going to come back to me.
Maybe they've never seen the advantage of not portraying the image. Like they never matriculated into a position where that's embarrassing to them. Now it's, I just came with this amount. I didn't get A1, whatever service, and I only got this much money. And they were like, stay your ass at home. Some people were like, stay your ass at home. I think we could educate on that type of thing, but yet and still, the meal is the meal. You put the price on the fucking meal. If I pay 20, I pay 20. Now, trust me, I've done a lot of this with us. Man, extra to-go boxes, all of them still on the table. Extra sauces, all of them still on the table. You know what I mean? This and that. I had a table, lady, it was her birthday. She had all her girlfriends there. It was all you can eat crab feast, right? I gave her one crab feast. They bring up one $20 bill. I gave them all refills. They ate crabs free, 8 of them. They left me a half a blunt.
Oh.
She left me under a napkin. Let's said thank you and left me half a blunt. Some garbage, black seed bullshit they left me. And I wanted to go, but I go, that's my sister. Please, God forgive and shit, forgive me for my.
The bad part is I didn't know whether to be happy for.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty bad.
I didn't know whether you were
right. And I'm like, how much does that cost? What does that equate to?
It was smoked already. It wasn't clipped. It was smoked and put out and left under the fucking napkin with a thank you and a heart.
Wow, they did you dirty.
Well, that is a good topic to lead off.
Right. Me getting done dirty.
Hey, thank you once again for joining Speakeasy Podcast.
It's been fun.
We're just talking about everything except for real estate, hopefully. It's going to come up, though. Hey, be sure to like, subscribe, share. Catch us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, right. all of the socials, and Speakeasy Podcast LR.
And yo, shout out to Logan too, man behind the camera, man. He's a good dude. Absolutely. He been rocking with us. You don't get to see him. Code switching is his thing, so we're gonna have to. But nah, he's.
Let's see, man.
Yeah, come through, man. Come to the front, man. One time. Now,
He's one of the guys with the fade.
right. But now he's been holding this down. So all of this clean production, and we get a lot of I get a lot of compliments on how good it looks and everything. Logan, just want to say seriously, you can
Thank you, Logan.
It's good job, Logan. He's still on his job. He ain't even paying attention to y'all. Good job. Peace, y'all.
See y'all later.